Hey guys, I wanted to talk about one other thing. A little bit of a review here. It's not really a long review, but something I've noticed on the market and picked up. And it's made by A&G for the Glock auto pistol. The Glock that we're going to be looking at today, we'll do a quick safety inspection. Magazine is not in the firearm. It is visually and physically empty, and point it in the safe direction, pull the trigger, and we're safe, good to go for our review. Glock 19 holds 15 rounds in a standard magazine that fits flush. The standard magazine goes, fits flush just like all the other Glock magazines do in theirs. But the way Glocks are designed, they're designed to be interchangeable magazine-wise, so that a larger capacity magazine will fit inside the smaller pistols, such as the Glock 26 will accept any 9mm magazine that's made for a Glock. So the Glock 26, the one step smaller than this, would accept the magazines for this one, the magazines for the Glock 17, which is the full-size service model, all the way up to the Glock 33 round, or the Glock 18 magazine, which is a 33 round machine gun, effectively magazine, because the Glock 18 is the fully automatic version. So that's what we have. We have guns that have interchangeable magazines as long as it's larger to smaller. The problem is when you put a large magazine in a gun that's smaller, the magazine kind of hangs out. It doesn't really dangle, but in the sense that it moves around, but it just doesn't look very nice. So A&G is a company that creates different products for Glock auto pistols, and one of the things that it produced was a magazine grip extension, so that when a magazine fits into the Glock pistol, if it's longer than it should be, in the sense that it's designed to fit a bigger handled gun, it fills out the handle. And to demonstrate, this is a Glock 17 magazine, 17 rounds, being put into a Glock 19, which is designed, the handle is designed to hold 15 rounds. And when the two are joined together, rather, you see that it creates a full-size grip. This grip now is the same size as the grip on the Glock 17. So basically what I've just done is I've created for myself a Glock 17 grip on a Glock 19, which has a smaller grip. So I've created, with this little piece of plastic, what I have on the Glock 17. A nice full back strap, a good grip, and it actually looks kind of nice. I've heard some complaints about the way it looks from some, because it doesn't have some of the serrations on the front and some of the things that the Glocks are known for. But at the same time, you know what? It looks a lot better to me than if it was just an empty magazine space down there. It certainly makes it look more like it's designed. And I want to tell you something else I really like about this as a product. If I'm carrying this pistol or this magazine as an extra magazine, I would carry it in my magazine pouch. This provides for me a larger grabbing surface when I pull out to reload my magazine. It provides me almost like a hook to grab onto. Not that it's hard to grab a hold of the magazines, it's not. But as I reach down to grab, there's more purchase area to get my hands on, and as we know, in high stress situations, it's oftentimes your stress levels are up. You have limited dexterity. You're relying on gross motor skills. It's something bigger to grab onto, and when you're pulling out and going through your motions. Now, that being said, I want to give the negative side of the review. If I'm going to say something positive, which I think there's a lot of positive on this, I did have one negative about it. When I was practicing magazine changes with this little device, and again, I haven't had it long, so it's just been a few times that I was practicing going from a standard magazine to this magazine, going from a 15 round to a 17 round. One of the things that I found was because I wasn't used to it, as I was seating the magazine, I got my hand pinched. And I don't know if you can see that, but my hand would get pinched by the point right here on the back of the magazine. So I would come up and I would go to slam it in, and as soon as I popped it, I was actually pinching the fat of my hand. So I've got to get in the habit, if I'm going to use this effectively, I've got to get in the habit of extending my hand out just a little as I'm seating my magazine and going back to my grip. Some people may say, well, that's too big of an opportunity for making a mistake. I don't think it is. I think it's just a matter of just keeping in mind that I've got to expand my hand just a little bit as I'm bringing the magazine up. Generally, my gun is turned. You know, if I'm aimed and I'm firing and I run out of ammunition, I move to get my magazine, and as I'm pulling out, I'm dropping this magazine. I'm turning the gun to receive it anyhow, and going back to my ready to fire position. I don't think it's going to be a problem once I get used to realizing it. It's very easy to go into the pistol just like that. It's not something that I see myself having a very big problem with, but it is something that caught me the very first couple times I tried to do it. I pinched myself and I said, you know what, that might become an issue. I need to make sure that I train myself to be used to not having to worry about that. As you can see, it's obviously not something that's such a big deal that it's stopping me now. I haven't pinched my hand at all, just practicing, and again, this is new, so got myself a little bit on that one, but it didn't hurt or anything. It didn't stop the magazine from seating. It just, you know, you can tell it's being bumped. And just making mention again, if there's any negative to say, that's it. That one little area there can come up and bite you. So be careful as you're seating your magazine in and preparing for your shot. God bless you. Have a good night.